Looking for a beginner-friendly project that looks way more advanced than it is? This Basketweave sleeve cardigan has you covered. Hey guys, I'm T, maker of 600 plus patterns and tutorials. Welcome to the channel. Today's project is all about texture made simple. We're working up this Basketweave vest cardigan that's beginner-friendly, cozy, and versatile. With the bold stitch pattern and sleeveless design, it layers beautifully over tees, long sleeves, or even a tank top. It's one of those pieces that feels elevated yet still easy to make. If you're new here, welcome! I share modern crochet patterns and tutorials every Wednesday and Sunday. So tell a friend, tap the bell, and subscribe so you never miss an upload. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, or 2 thumbs down if you don't. Either way, it helps keep these tutorials free. So without further ado, let's make this Basketweave vest cardigan. Any category 4 yarn will work. I used a total of 390 grams, that's 875 yards if you're stateside, along with a 5mm hook. Pattern link below. Use code TCDDIY for a discount on orders over $9.99. Stay till the end for this week's giveaway. We're using 6 stitches for this cardigan. They're on screen now. Pause to check them out. This tutorial is for a size small, but you can adjust it for your size. We explain how to in the video, so without further ado, here's how to crochet your own vest cardigan. Getting this plush cardi started, we're going to lay down the foundation for the front panel with a basket weave. We're all going to start with a foundation double crochet, so start by grabbing our category 4 yarn, make a slip knot, then grab our 5mm hook. Then we're all going to start by making a chain 4. Oh wait, let's fix this really quick. Now that's a lot better. We are doing this piece in the hunter green color that I just showed you guys, but just to get started on this foundation double crochet row, we're going to do it in this color and with a bigger hook just to make sure we all got it down. So once we all have our chain 4, we're all going to yarn over. Taking a look at that first chain that we made, we're going to insert our hook underneath that front loop and also that back bump. So into that first chain, this is the front loop. Then also into that back bump at the same time. We should get these 2 strands on our hook along with 2 loops. Now from here, we're going to yarn over and pull through just the 2 strands first, giving us 3 loops on our hook. Now what we're going to do from here, we're going to yarn over and pull through just the first loop. That creates our chain. Then we should have 3 loops still on our hook. Then we're going to double crochet per usual. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that is our first foundation double crochet. What we're going to do next is yarn over again. Into that chain that we made for ourselves, we're going to insert our hook in through that front loop and also that back bump. So bring your hook down underneath that front loop and back bump at the same time. Yarn over, pull through to get 3 loops on our hook. Then we're going to yarn over, pull through 1. That creates our chain again. Then double crochet per usual. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Let's do this once more. Yarn over, underneath that front loop and back bump. We're going to insert our hook underneath both. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1. Then double crochet, so yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So far, since we're all doing this together, we should have our turning chain, our first double crochet, our second, and our third. So from here, we're just going to continue to do our foundation double crochet until we have a front panel width that can reach from the side of the base of our neck until we're 2 inches past the tip of our shoulder, then making sure that it's in multiples of 6. And we're starting off this project with a foundation double crochet because I mainly don't like working a lot of stitches into the chain, but also, why not? We haven't done it before, so here's the first. And once we do have that, we should have a foundation double crochet row that kind of looks like this. Now I have a total of 24 stitches. This is just about 6 inches or 15 centimeters. Once when it's in multiples of 6, we're going to add 1 additional stitch at the very end, same way that we've been doing this entire time. So just 1 additional foundation double crochet, so now I have a total of 25 stitches. There, row 1 completed. We're going to get started on our first basket weave row, so chain 3 and flip. Now this basket weave detail is going to be all treble crochets worked into the post stitches, so it's going to start with 3 front post trebles. We're all going to yarn over twice. Into that second stitch from our previous row, we want to make sure that we're not working in through that first stitch because we want to keep the edges nice and neat. We're going to bring our hook down underneath the body of that first stitch and through the other side. Once we have that, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, pull through 2 until we have 1 loop left on our hook. That's our first front post treble. Let's do another. We're going to yarn over twice. Bring our hook underneath the body through the other side and pull through, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, that's our second, and once more, yarn over twice again. Underneath that next body, through the other side, pull through 2, 2, 2, and our first 3 front post treble crochets are completed. The next set of stitches is going to be 3 back posts. We already know how to do our trebles, so to do that, we're going to yarn over twice again. We're now going to bring our hook underneath our work, and then up through that next gap. Then bring our hook over the body of that next stitch, yarn over, and pull through. Then treble crochet per usual, so pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. That is our first back post. Again, yarn over twice. Underneath the body, up through that next gap. Over that next body, through the other side. Pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And just once more, another front post treble. And that's our third back post treble crochet. We should have a total of 6 stitches done so far for this row, and all we're going to do is continue to repeat 3 front post treble, 3 back post treble, till we reach the end of the row. We just went from doing the first 6 stitches together, and now we're at the end of our row 2. Our last stitch is going to be 1 double crochet into the top of that chain 3. So yarn over, into the top of that chain 3, insert with 1 double crochet. We do that just to give us that extra stitch because we skipped that first stitch at the beginning of the row. We should still have the same amount of stitches as foundation double crochets that we made. Now we're going to do our row 3, so chain 3 and flip your work again. Now quickly, when it comes to doing our basket weave detail, it is a 4-row repeat. We just did the first row. The foundation double crochet row isn't a part of the 4-row repeat, it's just to anchor the first row in our 4-row repeat. Our second repeat row is basically just going to extend our previous row stitches just to make them a little taller. Since we all worked in multiples of 6, our first set of stitches should look like 3 front posts. So now we're going to do 3 front posts. So yarn over twice, making sure that we're working into the front post and not into that first edge stitch. We're going to front post into that first front post, and we already know how to do that, so just yarn over twice until we have 1 loop left, and we're still working in increments of 3. So into that second post stitch with another post stitch, then into that next post stitch with another front post. We have front post piggybacked on top of more front post. Now we're going to do our back posts. So yarn over twice, bring our hook down underneath our work, over the body of that next post stitch and through the other side, then do a back post treble per usual. That's our first, still worked in sets of 3. So into the next with another back post, then into the next with yet another back post for a total of 3 back post trebles. Now just with these 2 sets of stitches, we can kind of start to see where the 3D textured effect is going to come in. You can see that the front posts here are kind of puffed out a little bit, whereas the back posts are recessed in just a little bit, but you still get this really nice ribbing. From here, we're going to continue to extend our previous row stitches to reach the end of the row. So the next 3 front post trebles, then the next 3 back post trebles to reach the end of the row. Row 3 of our basket weave detail is nearly completed. Just like our last row, we're going to double crochet into the top of that chain 3 just to make sure that we end with the same amount of stitches. Now to get started on the following row, we're going to chain 3 and flip. So since our last row was the second row in our 4-row repeat, our third row in our 4-row repeat is actually just going to do the opposite from what our previous row stitches look like. So we just flipped our work. Our first set of stitches look like 3 front posts. We're now going to do 3 back posts. So we're going to yarn over twice. Bring our hook underneath our work, underneath that first post stitch, over that stitch and through the other side, pull through, and back post treble per usual. Again, yarn over twice, underneath that next with another back post double, with another back post treble, and once more underneath that third with another back post treble, because remember they are worked in sets of 3. Now the next set of stitches look like 3 back posts, so now we're going to do 3 front posts to get the texture that we want. So yarn over twice, underneath the body of that next stitch, through the other side with a front post, underneath that next with another front post, then underneath that last with another front post for a total of 3 front post trebles. Now for this row, we're going to continue to do the opposite. So since the next set of stitches look like 3 front, we'll do 3 back. Then since the next set of stitches look like 3 back, we'll be doing 3 front. And just repeat this to reach the end of the row, and as you guys can already guess, 1 double crochet into the top of that chain 3. We just completed our first 4 rows. We have one more left to do in our 4-row repeat, so chain 3 and flip. Now we're about to do the 4th row in our 4-row repeat. So just like how we did for the 2nd row in the 4-row repeat, we're going to extend our previous row stitches. So since that first set of stitches look like 3 back posts, I'll be doing 3 back post trebles. Now that we have our back posts, we're going to do 3 front posts since the next set of stitches look like 3 front. Then repeat extending our previous row stitches, closing off the row with a double crochet at the very end. Now our first 5 rows are done. Now we're going to repeat rows 2 through 5 for the height of the front panel. Now I've already got one of my front panels done. I have a total of 41 rows. This height is just about 22 inches or 56 centimeters. We just want to make sure that we're repeating rows 2 through 5 until we have the height of the cardigan that we want, keeping in mind that we are going to have a bottom band as well. So I went ahead and placed my first row at mid-thigh, then just worked my way all the way up until I reached the top of my shoulder, making sure that I ended on an odd number. Get yours done, then I'll meet you back. Once we have one front panel, we're going to make a second, then the back, but wider. So we're making 2 baby panels and a big bear panel. We're pretty much making 3 rectangles, joining them together and adding just a little bit of spice at the very end. So like the front panel, it's going to be in multiples of 6 plus 1. Don't forget the plus 1 for the double crochet at the end of the row, and we're going to make that first foundation double crochet row from 2 inches past the tip of our shoulder, across our back till we're 2 inches past the tip of our other shoulder. That should give us some really cool drop shoulder vibes, but also enough space for your neckline. Then just repeat the same basket weave detail for the same amount of rows as the front panel. Now I remember saying this in the comments once, and I still stand by it, but I think, because I haven't actually done it myself, but I think the basket weave stage would make an amazing blanket. It's dense and super cozy, but also looks really fancy. And same goes for this vest. It's easy to make, great for stitching while you want to binge a show or listen to a podcast. And the best part, you end up with a cute little piece that you can throw over literally any outfit and zhuzh it up. Now since my back panel in its entirety is already done, just to let you guys know, I have a total of 67 foundation double crochets. That width for my back panel is just about 16 inches or 40 centimeters. Like I said, same amount of rows as the front panels. And now that all of our panels are done, we can seam everything together. So place one of your fronts on top of your back, then insert your hook into the top corner stitch of both. Now we're going to pull our working yarn through and just do a single crochet seam, so chain 1. We're all going to find that first stitch into the front panel, insert, first stitch into the back panel, insert, and I will be weaving in my ends as I go because I don't want to do it later, and just single crochet around everything. Let's do that again. Into that next stitch into the front, insert, next stitch into the back, insert. If you're interested in weaving your ends as you go, just place your tail end over those loops that you insert your hook into and just single crochet around everything. We're going to continue on with this single crochet seam till we don't have any more stitches left to work into, then repeat on the other side. Shoulders are seamed. Now we're going to seam our sides. So first things first, we're going to try our piece on. We're going to start by inserting our stitch markers into any side row from the top for the width that we like for the armhole to be. Now this is completely up to you. It can be tiny, it can be big, depending on the comfort and the look that you're going for. I wanted mine to be comfy, so I went ahead and inserted my stitch marker into the 16th side row from the top. That's just about 9 inches or 23 centimeters. Now, just to show you guys how to figure out what is a side row, we're going to look at the side edge of our piece. Starting from the bottom, just to make it a little bit easier for everyone, we're going to start by finding that first side row. The first one should be in this corner. If you pull apart this corner, we should get this little gap right here. This is actually the first foundation double crochet row that we did, so that is our first side row. You move up into the next row, there should be another gap on the side. That's our second row. This is our third, fourth, fifth, and that is how we figure out where our side rows are. Basically just the big gaps along the side. Now once we have our stitch markers into place, we're now going to insert our hook into the bottom corner stitch of both the front and the back panel. And now, until we're worked into the side row, right before our stitch marker, we're going to be putting 2 single crochets in through every side row. So we're going to start by inserting our yarn onto our hook, pull through, do a chain up of 1 to secure, and finding our first side row. This is mine within the front panel. I'm going to insert my hook in through there within the front, find the same side row within the back panel, insert your hook in through there, and we're going to single crochet again, and I will be weaving in my tail ends as I go. So just single crochet around everything. Now, like I said, 2 singles into every side row, so into that same side row within the front, and same side row within the back. This should be a little bit easier since everything's already gathered for us, and single crochet again. And that's basically it. Let's do this once more. This is my next side row. find that top loop within the front, find the same top loop within the back, and single crochet twice. So there's one, same side row with a second. Work these singles until we're worked into the side row right before our next stitch marker stitch. Do a chain up one and cut, then repeat on the other side. Alright, so we're seamed up. The next we're going to work on is our front band, and that's going to be pretty simple. What we're going to start with is a prep single crochet row. So make sure that our work is flipped right side out, meaning all of our seams are now along the inside. Then we're going to insert our hook into the bottom corner stitch of one of our front panels, and we're just going to single crochet, making sure that the single crochet row does show the front of the single crochets just to make it look pretty. And we're going to single crochet all the way up and around until we reach the other corner. Now remember how we did our seam? Same thing for this guy. We're just going to put 2 single crochets in through every side row that we have, making our way all the way up. On top of the back, just put 1 single crochet into every stitch, then make our way back down until we reach our bottom corner stitch. Our single crochet row is complete. Then our next row is going to be a double crochet row. So just chain 3, flip our work, and work a double crochet row. Then some front and back post doubles for ribbing. No, I'm kidding, I'll totally do them with you. Start with a chain 2 and flip. So these front and back post double crochets is the same idea as the basket weave, but instead of doing sets of 3 stitches, it's just going to be 1 to get a really pretty ribbing. So what we're going to do is yarn over, inserting our hook into that second double crochet from our previous row, because remember we want to leave that edge neat. We're going to bring our hook underneath the body of that stitch, through the other side, pull through for a total of 3 loops on our hook. Then double crochet per usual, and that is our front post double. Next, to do our back, we're going to yarn over, bring our hook underneath our work, up through that next gap, over the body of that next double crochet, pull through. Then yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. So far we should have 1 front, 1 back post double. Just once more, yarn over, underneath the body, through the other side with our front post double. Then again yarn over, underneath our work, up through that next gap over the body, pull through with our back post double. Then really just maintain our front and back post doubles, making our way all the way up and around. When we have run out of stitches, I'll meet y'all back. Alright, so our front band is almost done. We're just going to close it off with a half double crochet into the last stitch. So kind of like how we did for the basket weave stitches, we closed off the row with a double crochet. We're now going to close off the row with a half double crochet. So just yarn over into the top of that chain 2, pull through 3. Now our front band's all done. From here we can actually work straight into the bottom band, so we're going to chain 1 and single crochet across the bottom. So the bottom band is the same idea as the front band. We're going to start by putting 1 single crochet in through every side row into the bottom of the front band, so everyone should have a total of 3. This is my first side row. You can tell because it is that decent sized gap along the edge. We're going to insert with 1, into that following side row, insert with 1, then into that following side row, which should be a side single crochet row, insert into there with 1 as well. From here we should have just regular stitches to work into, so just put 1 single crochet in through every stitch, then I'll meet you back at the other corner. Our single crochet row is done. Now, just like how we did for the front band, our next row is going to be a double crochet row. So chain 3, flip our work, 1 double into every stitch, then I'll meet you back at this corner. But something I'd like to add really quick, we just did our single crochet row into the bottom of the foundation double crochet row, and that was pretty sweet, because sometimes working into a chain, the chain can be a little tight. Might have to pry some stitches loose and wiggle your hook in, which is never a good time, but this was actually pretty smooth. If you felt the same way and was kind of surprised by it because it was my first time doing it, then stick around, because we'll probably be doing more foundation doubles for less fuss. And trust me, I love me a fuss-free project. Double crochet row, checked off the list, and y'all already guessed it, the following row is going to be front and back post double crochets. So a chain 2, followed with 1 front post double, starting with the second stitch from our previous row, then a back post double into the next. Then just alternate between a front post double and a back post double to reach the end of the row, and just like how we did the front band, don't forget to close off the row with 1 half double crochet into the top of the chain 3. Our front and back post double crochet rows are done. Now we're just going to extend our previous row stitches. We pretty much already know the rundown because of the basket weave stitches, but let's just do the first 2 stitches together. So chain 2 and flip. Now since we're just extending our previous row stitches, my first post stitch, remember we're not working into that edge stitch, looks like a back post double. So I am going to back post double into there. Remember, we are extending our previous row stitches. My next stitch looks like a front post. And that's pretty much it for this. We're going to continue to extend our previous row stitches, making sure that we always close off the row with a half double just to clean up the edges. Chain 2, flip, and just continue extending our rows until we get the total length of the bottom band that we want. Then I'll meet you back. So my bottom band is complete. Including that single crochet row, I did a total of 5 rows. This is just about 2 inches or 5 centimeters. Now just adding a bit more structure and love, we're just going to single crochet around the armholes. Now since we're already extremely expert at this piece, we're just going to put 2 single crochets into every side row, making our way around the armhole. BRB. So our single crochet row is complete. Now just to close it off, we're going to slip stitch into that chain space that we made when we started off the row. So this is my chain space right here. I'm going to insert into there, just with a slip stitch to connect. From here, just cut and repeat on the other side. We have just wrapped up our vest with our single crochet rows along our armholes. Now we are all done. The last thing I have to do is simply weave in all of our ends. And there you have it. Hope y'all enjoyed the tutorial. Enter this week's pattern giveaway by telling us which you prefer, card games or board games. I prefer board games, but I think I've played solitaire mostly. Details for the giveaway down below. Join us on Instagram, Pinterest, or X. Those links are down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Catch you on the next one. Bye.